want to evangelist? If you want to understand what it is, take a look at the light in talks later.
Next, I have Younes Regaieg. Is that right? Excellent. He's been an Alfresco developer for 2 years and is also a member of all of the BeeCon developer at Zenith Solutions.
Yes, in make process.
The talk will be about next-gen content intelligence. For those of you who don't know, I think that's about AAAR integration to Alfresco, and I'll hand over to the first speaker. Just one note, we will not have time for questions because there's been a logistics cock-up, so there will be no time for questions, so just ask them the questions after the break.
Thank you, Lauren. I am an Alfresco employee, my name is Francesco Corti, but here you can see me. Here is my jacket with Alfresco logo. And here I'm as ECM and BI especially, as I am. I worked for partners a lot of integration since 6 months ago, and I'm proudly a member of the OrderLB. So I'm here to talk about an OrderLB contribution and about that stuff. So let's start from the beginning, because probably none of you or only some of you are aware about the history around business intelligence solution and Alfresco, so reporting analytics on top over Alfresco. So once upon a time exists the AAAR. It is a nice solution because I developed this. Quite hard to spell. Someone called it R, someone called it, I don't know how to call it, but in every case it's quite hard to express the solution. AAAR means, unfortunately we cannot see it, Alfresco audit analysis and reporting. So the beginning is quite far in the Alfresco ecosystem, because I remember that it was 2012, and one customer of mine asked me, okay, Alfresco it's wonderful, it's great, but how can I understand more about the content? How many documents I have in my repository? How many of them are of that type instead of that type? So I started as a BI, also a BI consultant, I started to understand more how to use that kind of stuff. And I started in 15th of January because I don't like to use Christmas. And in 2013, I released the first version of the AAAR. So each 4 or 6 months I released a new version, so you can imagine that today it's quite old, but you should prefer to call it mature. And the latest version is dated 12th of December 2010. But today, we will see that today something is going to happen. Today, I mean today. So, talking about the roots, and I will stop with the roots, but it's nice for me also to share where it was born. This was an Alfresco summit. I don't know how many of you were in the summit? But I know all of you. I don't know you, but you will have the chance. So it was an Alfresco summit, and I showed for the first time this solution. It was an integration between the Alfresco stuff and the Pentaho stuff. How many of you knows what Pentaho platform is? Good stuff. Okay, so because I'm a shy guy, and you should know, I also present the solution in the Pentaho community meeting. And honestly, I'm proud to say that I'm part of the Alfresco community, but I'm also part of the Pentaho community, and proudly again. Honestly, I'm quite happy with the success of that module, because I have around 100 of downloads per week of the solution. It is released inside the official Pentaho marketplace, and I receive nice contacts from the user. And honestly, I'm honestly very, very proud, because AAAR, it is a community project, as you can see from the Happy Bee doing analytics. So, after this ceremony, to say how I am old, let's see a little bit more about what AAAR is and, of course, how it works. So as we anticipated before, AAAR is an integration between an Alfresco platform and a Pentaho platform. Oh, we can see it very badly, but in any case, this is an old Pentaho logo, and this is the Alfresco logo. And in the middle, there is probably me, I don't know. Soft. So, on the Alfresco side, we have the audit trail. So, what, do, what, when, and who. I give you the password. And so, on the Alfresco side, you can find the audit trail. So, who, do, what, when. You have also repositories, folder, properties, and custom models. So, custom properties, your custom models. You have also categories, you have tags, you have lots of nice things. You have also processes, workflows, with tasks, with instances, with deployments, with items. The items in Alfresco are the link between the processes and the documents. On the front-end part, on the business intelligence part, you have the reports with some parameters, department, dates, whatever you want. Of course, reporting on audit trail, repository, and processes. You have dashboarding, KPIs, data mining. You want to know how my invoices are growing, how my revenues are becoming more fantastic or less enthusiastic. In any case, you should know more about your business in general. And of course, we have also free analysis. So I want to give to the power users a tool to do whatever they want over the data. This is another key area. AAAR at the time were supporting PostgreSQL and MySQL. And currently, if you download it from the marketplace, it's still here, it's still there, but something is going to change. AAAR was responsive thanks to the Pentaho platform since the very beginning. So you used dashboarding for free on a tablet, on a mobile, and all the charts can work on that. So, which is the latest version of AAAR? The latest version is the 5th version that we are going to release now. So we proudly and happy to be here also to show a new release with, of course, lots of enhancement and will make your life easier. Definitely, okay, now this is a goal. And one of the main changes is about the name, because AAAR were extremely difficult to pronounce. So we choose to define a very easy name that is Alflytics. And the first feedback that we have is that it's still difficult more than AAAR. I hear that you are agreeing. So, and I was very happy that yesterday Simon Weeks quoting Alflytics, he told Francesco, Alflytics or Alflytics? I don't understand. Okay, that's great. The goal is reached, so the name is simple. There is our branding side, but instead of talk about jokes like that, I would prefer to become a little bit more serious and talk about the new enhancement that the 5th version of the solution has, because there are lots of enhancements inside, and we will discuss a little bit more about that. But I would like also to introduce Younes, because in my opinion, me as a principal developer of the solution, I think that Younes did a great job on doing interesting stuff using the solution, and Younes will talk a little bit more about that. So our next topic is how it works.
So, Alflytics is the pure open source business intelligence solution on top of Alfresco. And so, in a typical business intelligence solution, you find multiple, single or multiple data sources coming from, once again, a single or multiple enterprise applications in the information system. And this data coming from multiple sources can have different format and different structure. And to be able to do business intelligence on that data, you need to have it into a business analytics friendly format, also known as the data warehouse. And in order to get there, you definitely need an ETL solution to extract this data, transform it, and load it into your data warehouse. And once you have that data ready, you can use any front-end or business analytics solution to preview that data into fancy reports or some key performance indicator, giving a health check on the content and process flows into the organization. And you can even do some complex data mining around that to extract meaningful information out of raw data. So how does that work into Alflytics? We have the central piece, which is the Pentaho Suite with Pentaho Business Analytics Server as the front end and Pentaho Data Integration as an ETL. And we have the data warehouse with the star schema database to store all our content and process related entities in multiple data marts. And of course, we need to extract the data from Alfresco to fill in the data warehouse. And on top of that Pentaho instance, we have AAAR, which comes with a broad range of dashboards, reports, and which has also publishing capability back to the Alfresco platform. With the new analytics, we're using the newest release of Pentaho, which is 7.0, which opens the doors wide for more extensions and more features. And we're also relying on the latest versions of Alfresco. Unfortunately, for now, we're only compatible with 5.2 plus because we wanted to avoid installing extra atoms on top of Alfresco to expose the data, and the new RESTful API made that pretty easy. So we try to use exclusively that RESTful API to extract everything out of Alfresco and load it into the data house, which can be set up on the Postgres instance, MySQL instance, or an embedded HyperSQL instance. So, as we said earlier, it's open source. It's available publicly on GitHub, so feel free to check it out, use it, fork it, enhance it, and contribute back. So, one new thing about this new release is that there will be a new dockerized setup available around it. In this, in this new dockerized setup, you of course need to have an Alfresco 5.2 plus. You can have it installed on a separate server, a virtual machine, on your host, or whatever. For the sake of demo, we suppose that it is available into another Docker image, for example, the one published by Philippe Dubois, which is one of the very few community builds that are available out there with support for the latest community edition. So, in order to spin it, all you need to do is to set up your Docker compose.yaml in this way, and Docker compose up, and it's up. The next component would be the Pentaho Business Analytics Server, which in this case will be running also on Docker, and we have AAAR pre-installed along with the cycle plugin for free analytics. And all you need to do to set it up is to prepare the dockercompose.yaml file with these instructions. Yeah. This set of instructions is made for running on HyperSQL, the embedded database. That's the one database that is currently supported, but we're planning on supporting other databases with this new dockerized setup. So it's basically an image made for discovering the solution and developing on top of it, extending it. So as you can see, there is some file mounted into the image and some hostname setup. These two parts of the file are meant for licensing for the Cycle plugin. Yeah, it's available, open source, free to use, but also the community edition comes with the free license, and you need to specify a host name in the license, and that's how you hook up a specific host name to your container and mount the license that goes with it. The next part will be about mounting a specific web.xml file. This one will have the database, data sources for the database, and the database type, of course. There is also a data volume that is mounted that is meant for storing the file system, the folder that is containing the files for the embedded database. And for that, we're mounting the X server socket to make it possible to run UI application from within the container on the host without having to reinstall components on the host. So once you have this set up on your computer, you can simply execute some command line and have Spoon or Pentaho Report Designer working on your desktop. And now to the last part, it's about specifying the configuration for the Alfresco to use. And for now, it's not yet activated, but it will be definitely pre-installing and pre-configuring the AAAR instance using some entry script. And if you want to spin it up with PostgreSQL, it's just a matter of changing a few things, like setting new setup for the database and adding the Postgres instance. It can be on a standalone server, or it can be run on Docker as well, but it just needs to be specified in the environment configuration for the Pentaho instance. And here it is. So what we can get from this new setup is a very easy way to get your hands on the solution and to scale it. So once you have it running on Docker, you can easily clusterize the Postgres instances. You can also separate data integration from business analytics. So instead of using the data integration tools embedded within the BA server, you can use a standalone one, and you can even set up a cluster of data integration servers to speed up the extraction process. So, and for running the UI application from within the container, it's as easy as telling Docker to execute in a directive mode, and forwarding to your display from that container, that bash script, which will launch this phone application. Yeah, it's not very clear in the screen, but that will be Spoon, and this will be Pentaho Report Designer, and it works the same. So you don't need to install it or on your personal computer, and you don't need to specify separately the configuration files for hooking up with the data warehouse. Yeah. This Dockerized stuff will be published very soon, both on GitHub and on Docker Hub. Yeah, it's a little bit too large. You know, the image estimate maybe 3+ gigabytes, because Pentaho Suite is really big, and yeah, it was not possible to upload them from here. So I will be definitely publishing that directly after BeeCon.
Interrupt you?
Yeah.
Not because we have time, so we can spend a little more time. I would like to discuss a little bit with you about the most common question and topic I received in the years. There are two main questions I would like to share with you, and two main thoughts. The first is how much this module cost, so which licenses, because probably some of you could be interested, because analytics is always connected with lots of business interest, and I will show you all the pricing list in the next slide. And the pricing list is zero, with not limited user, not limited server, not limited nothing. So this is the cost of the solution. So if you want, I can introduce to my sales guy for the deal. And the second question is, because again, jokes apart, it's a community project, and it's proudly to be something also for me to have not only visibility on the community and it succeed, but also connection with lots of interesting people. And it was a success from that point of view, and also other point of view. And another information for you is about the supported releases. So I don't know if you are aware, probably yes, probably not, but I'm pretty sure you are aware that how much, which is how Alfresco is released. So there is a community edition given for free without support. There is an enterprise platform with cost and so on, and support and so on, and this is still there. Differently from the previous version of AAAR, this version, thanking the huge work on the REST API, nothing is installed on the Alfresco side. So one of the most common questions I usually receive from the contact is, hey, Francesco, that's great. I want to test in my production environment. So how can I do it? Okay, my question with AAAR were, okay, you install that AMP inside your Alfresco instance, then you have a bunch of scripts available to extract the information, and they told me, Francesco, I have to do a POC. How can I install stuff inside my production environment? Because as you can imagine, my user wants to see their data live. So live, I mean, it's not live because it's a BI system, it's not live. But want to see their data, and it was not possible to do that because you have to install and to modify your production system. This is not what happens with Alflytics. With Alflytics, you don't need nothing. So that's all. About Pentaho Pentaho Suite, it works, it runs perfectly with a community edition. So I will introduce to my sales previously, because you can pay the same cost, so €0 or dollars or pounds, whatever you want, to get your Pentaho solution. So this is to give you an idea of the budget that you need to run with success a complete and fully featured solution for your customers.
Thank you, Francesco. So, yeah. Now I will switch to a live demo. Yeah, it's recorded, it's not live. But on how to set it up in yeah, in 60 seconds or so. So, yeah. So, sorry. All right. So, all you need to do is to set up your Docker Compose file, and then Docker Compose up -d, and you let the Docker download the internet for a while, at least first time, and then it will start spinning with all the containers on board, and within 1 minute or so, you will have your business analytics server up and running, and you will have Alflytics on top of it, and yeah, as you can see, content intelligence has never been this easy to set up, flexible, and powerful.
He's my sales guy.
All right. So once Docker finishes installing the internet and exhausting your CPU with the startup of Pentaho, you can go to the Pentaho web UI to access the Alflytics backend and start the data mart initialization. And yeah, it's easy as doing few clicks. Well, sometimes it takes a bit longer to load the UI.
We didn't cut the video, so it's true. So what you see is true.
Yeah. It's a very life experience. So you switch to another tab and you set up your username and password, push the install button, and it's installed. After that, yeah, you get to configure your Alfresco instance and start up the first extraction. So you just need to specify hostname, port, URL schema, and few other parameters that the default work as well. And you go to the other tab and start extracting the data. And as you can see, it works smoothly and it starts downloading your Alfresco into your data mart.
So what you can see here, it's a classical example of ETL in a BI solution. This is the log file to extract data. This is extracting all the Alfresco live inside the warehouse. So I don't know if you're aware or not, but the warehouse is a collection of data structure, tables and fields, organized in a certain way to make the analytics better and powerful and more faster. So what he's doing is extracting, again, all the data, repository, folder, and two end processes to fill the warehouse. So instead of, so here you have the full control of what could go bad or could go great. This is typically a batch that you run nightly, one time in average per day or per week, depending on your system, to extract information, to put information in your warehouse. Once you are in your warehouse, you are free because Alfresco is free to run on document, and you can use your BI system alone with the different resources. Okay, go ahead. So, moving ahead, once the information will be extracted, we can go and work on the Pentaho side with different sources, and we can have access on the dashboards. So this is only an example of dashboard that we can build on top of the warehouse, because Pentaho is a great tool, and I would like to Go back. Click again. Okay. I click again. Yeah. No, that's fine. So as you can see here, as you cannot see here, probably sooner or later you will see. Great. So because it's, unfortunately we cannot see good very well, but we can show you in the laptop. Here there is a dashboard with 3 charts and some summary, some KPIs on bottom of it. How many giga is the location of your repository and blah blah blah. Here you can have a chart showing how the repository is growing in time. So how many persons are using your system, how many processes you have in time, so the bottleneck, for example, and you can see also audit trail. Now you cannot see nothing, honestly. But in any case, here you can find your audit trail, so how many audits, modification, creation, and all the audits that Alfresco can track. Everything, Alfresco is tracking. You can analyze, extract information with this kind of tools.
Yes, he's talking about the out-of-the-box Alfresco Access Audit application, but of course you can code your own audit application and extend Alflytics to include that as well.
So, what I would like very fastly to show is that here you have a collection of records. These are all records. Unfortunately, you can read, but we will show later on. These are all records where they are still available and bundled in the solution. And you can click on one of it, and of course you can preview and use it without any development or integration. And this is an example chart of all the data types inside the Alfresco stuff. Unfortunately, the projector is not the best, but we will see this. On this part, we have the free analysis, and I would like to, I will show you later on because we have Lara here that is stopping us.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it was supposed to be a 45-minute talk, but due to some admin pop-up, it was reduced to half an hour. So I really suggest, because they really had a great lineup, but they had to skip through it at the last second, because they only discovered when they turned up here that they only